Imagine if the key to unlocking your health and wellness goals wasn't found in the latest diet trend or exercise program, but rather inside the depths of your own experience, your own emotions, and your daily habits. What if I told you that the secret to lasting health transformation lies not in what you're eating or how you're working out, but rather in the skills that you develop as you work towards those goals? Skills that actually no diet or workout program can ever teach you. In today's episode, I'm uncovering the often overlooked aspects of health that can make all the difference between a temporary change and a long lasting forever change. I'm going beyond the surface level solutions to explore the essential skills that you need for true wellness. From managing stress and emotional eating to fostering self trust and silencing your inner mean girl, we're going to dive deep into what it really takes to live your healthiest life. I'm about to unravel the mysteries behind those challenges and offer you a new perspective on health and wellness, one that no one talks about. So don't miss this opportunity to transform the way you think about your health. Let's get started. Welcome to Total Health in Midlife, the podcast for women embracing the pivotal transformation from the daily grind to the dawn of a new chapter. I'm Elizabeth, your host and fellow traveler on this journey. As a life and health coach, I am intimately familiar with the changes and challenges we face during this stage. Shifting careers, changing relationships, our new bodies, and redefined goals and needs as we start to look to the future and ask, what do I want? In this podcast, we'll explore physical, mental, and emotional wellness, offering insights and strategies to achieve optimal health through these transformative years. Yes, it's totally possible. Join me in this amazing journey of body, mind, and spirit, where we're not just improving our health, but transforming our entire lives. Hey everyone, welcome to the Total Health in Midlife podcast. I am your host, Elizabeth Sherman. Now, whether you're new to the show or a returning listener, I am so excited that you're here. And if you're just joining me, a warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd love to connect with you, whether it's through social media or through email. Let me know how the show resonates with you. And I also want to know what topics you want to hear more about. And if you've been enjoying the podcast, leaving a rating and review would mean the world to me. It really helps other women who are searching for this kind of content to find it, right? So today we are tackling a topic that hits close to home for many of us, women in midlife, many of my clients. It's the common belief that the key to getting our health on track lies in discovering the perfect diet. Like, if only I could find the perfect diet, right? Then I could be successful. Or mastering the ultimate exercise program. Like, once I have those dialed in, then I'm going to be golden. This idea that there's some sort of turnkey solution out there that's waiting for us. But as many of you have likely experienced, this approach often leads to a cycle of temporary highs followed by really low lows. The truth is, health and wellness extends far beyond just what we eat and how we move our bodies. In the episode today, I'm going to explore why the search for the right set of exercises or eating rules might not be the golden ticket to sustained health that we wish for. More importantly, I want to introduce you to a whole array of skills. That's right, skills that are crucial for lasting health. Skills that you won't find in any diet book or workout program. I'm talking about skills like setting boundaries, managing your time effectively, and really tuning into your body to understand how it feels and what it needs. This internal guidance system is invaluable. No one on the outside can actually tell you exactly what you should be eating or how you should be moving your body. So, I have a story for you about a client of mine. Through our work together, she discovered that she was gluten intolerant. This wasn't something an external diet plan could pinpoint for her. It required her to pay close attention to her body's reactions and connecting the dots between what she ate and how she felt. That level of self awareness and connection to her body was something that she developed. It was a skill and it was transformative. And she learned it through working with me. So if you've ever been feeling stuck, thinking that if you only could find the right diet or exercise program, that everything would just magically fall into place, I'm recording this exactly for you. So let's talk about the quest that seems almost universal among people, right? And it's the relentless search for that perfect diet or the ultimate exercise program. It's a mindset that so many of us start out with a mix of hope and desperation, clinging to the belief that if we could just find the right formula, that everything else will magically fall into place. We see other people do it. We're like, oh my gosh, how did you get successful? And they tell us that they did this one program. And so we go out and we do that program, but it doesn't work for us, or we follow a diet, or we do an exercise routine or a boot camp or something like that. And it just doesn't fit into our schedule. Our body isn't right for it. Whatever the situation is, we then believe that we are failures for it not working out. And so we're like, well, if I can only find the right one, then it'll stick, right? We imagine a future where sticking to our health habits becomes effortless, where success is not just possible, but guaranteed. But here's what happens instead: we find a plan that promises the world, we jump in full throttle, and maybe even we see some results initially. But before long, the enthusiasm wanes and life throws us a curveball, and those hard won gains start to slip through our fingers. The rug gets pulled out from under us. It's a frustrating cycle of ups and downs, of temporary successes followed by setbacks that leave us feeling like we're right back where we started. And quite honestly, not only is it exhausting, but it's so disappointing and it's such a hit to our ego. It leaves us questioning our willpower, our dedication, and quite often our worth as well. Recently, I was coaching one of my clients, and this struggle came to life because she was doing her best to navigate her health, right? She was trying to do all of the things. She was trying to eat better. She was trying to move more and generally take better care of herself. But despite her best efforts, something just wasn't clicking. And as we started to coach on it, a critical insight emerged. The issue wasn't her dedication or the specifics of the eating plan and exercise routine that she had chosen, but rather the real challenge was in the lack of clear boundaries between her work, her personal life, and her ability to practice her self care. Now, this revelation is not unique to her. It's something that I see so many women struggle with. We live in a world where our schedules are packed to the brim. We have this plate that is overflowing with obligations to other people and our work and being the good daughter and the good mother and the good wife and the good friend and all of those things. These blurred lines between these areas of our lives create an environment where maintaining our health habits feels like it's an uphill battle. The coaching session became a turning point, not just for my client, but a lesson that I really wanted to share with you. It became clear that without setting firm boundaries, our best intentions for health could easily be sidelined by the next urgent task on our endless to do list. Establishing boundaries is more than just saying no to additional commitments. It's about saying yes to ourselves. It's about acknowledging that our health isn't just another item to tick off, but a fundamental part of our lives that deserves its own space and time. It's a realization that boundaries aren't restrictions, but the foundation upon which a balanced and healthy lifestyle can be built. This coaching session with my client like many others, sheds light on the crucial element missing in our quest for health: the understanding that wellness extends beyond diet and exercise. It's about creating a life that accommodates our health, not as an afterthought, but as a priority. And that realization is both liberating and empowering. The allure of a clear, straightforward plan for health, a diet to follow, an exercise program to stick to, can't be overstated. It's tempting to believe that if we could just find the right formula, the path to health and wellness would be smooth and assured, right? This longing for simplicity in an increasingly complex world is completely understandable. After all, who wouldn't want someone else to just say, do this, do that, and you'll be golden, right? We want a clear map for our health, especially when we're bombarded with messages that promise quick fixes and an easy solution. Yet this approach, while appealing in its clarity, often leads us into cycles of hope and disappointment. The problem with relying solely on diets and workouts for our health is, well, there are a lot of problems with it. And it starts with the very nature of these plans. They are external solutions applied to what is fundamentally an internal challenge. These plans don't take into account the unique rhythms of our lives, our personal preferences, or the deep seated habits that drive our daily choices. Nor do they take into account the fact that as women in midlife, we have a plate that is overflowing with other responsibilities like children and parents and work and all of these other things. And so what happens is we try to do our health on top of that overflowing plate of other expectations. And when life gets hard, those things, the habits that we want to create for our health, they're the first thing to get thrown off. These other plans, they offer a temporary structure, but lack the flexibility and personalization necessary for long term success. One of the most significant limitations of this approach is the all or nothing thinking that it tends to foster. This mindset tells us that we're either on plan or we're off plan. We're either succeeding or we're failing. In order to control, we're either in control or out of control. It leaves no room for the nuances of real life: the unexpected late meeting, the family dinner, the moments when we're simply too tired to follow through. When the inevitable slip happens, as it does for all of us, it's not just a minor setback. It feels like we aren't doing good enough. This way of thinking traps us in a cycle of strict adherence followed by inevitable failure, each cycle eroding our confidence and making it harder to trust ourselves to make healthy choices without a rigid plan to follow. But here's the real truth: health is not a destination reached by following a straight line. In fact, it's a complex interplay of factors, including our physical needs, our emotional state, our social environment, and so much more. To truly embrace health and wellness, we need to move beyond the surface level solutions of diet and exercise programs and address the other areas in our lives that impact our well being. Consider the role of stress, for example. It's not just an uncomfortable feeling to be managed, but rather a psychological state that can drive us to seek comfort in food or to skip our workout in favor of immediate relaxation. Or think about boundaries and time management. Without clear boundaries, our time and energy are constantly siphoned off by the demands of others, leaving very little for the activities that we need in order to care for ourselves. These are not issues that can be resolved by a meal plan or a workout schedule. They require a deeper, more holistic approach that considers the whole person and that person's entire life. This holistic approach is at the heart of the work that I do with my clients. It's about recognizing that lasting change comes from the inside out. It's not enough to know what to do, what to eat, or how to exercise. We must also understand why we make the choices that we do and how we can gently guide ourselves towards better choices. This means having difficult conversations about our needs, about our fears, and our desires. It means learning to listen to our bodies and to trust the signals that they send us. It involves exploring our relationship with food, with movement, and with ourselves, who we are as a person. Addressing these deeper aspects of health is not easy. It requires patience, curiosity, and a willingness to explore the less tangible aspects of our health. But the rewards of this approach are profound. You will never go on another diet once you've done this stuff. It offers a way out of the cycle of dieting and disappointment and a path to a relationship with food and exercise in your body that is based on nourishment, that's based on pleasure and respect rather than restriction, guilt, rules, and all of the other things that we think about when we think about diets. It empowers us to be the authors of our own health stories, to make choices that feel good, not just in the moment, but later, in an hour, in 2 hours, tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year. In my coaching, I help clients navigate this complex terrain. We work together to uncover the underlying patterns that keep them stuck, to build the skills necessary for resilience and for self compassion, and to create a vision of health that is vibrant, that's achievable, and 100% uniquely your own. This journey is so much more than just shedding weight or hitting fitness milestones. It's about creating a life that feels good to live in a body that feels good to be in. The path to true health and wellness isn't found in a perfect diet or exercise plan, but rather in the deeper understanding of ourselves and our lives. So, in my mission to serve my clients better and to serve you, the listener, better, I have introduced a new tool that has been transforming the way that I work with my clients. It's actually a skills assessment, and it's comprised of 20 ish questions that are designed to shine a light on the various facets of health that actually go beyond the eating and exercise piece. And the purpose of this assessment is not just to highlight areas for improvement, but also to provide a clear, personalized roadmap for how I work with my clients, what areas they still need to work on, and which areas they are golden. This assessment is structured to cover a broad spectrum of skills, all of which play a crucial role in achieving and maintaining health. The questions include topics on awareness, which is about recognizing the signals that your body sends to you about hunger, about fullness and emotional states, emotional intelligence, or the ability to understand and manage your emotions and the emotions of others. We also work on self trust, and there are questions that we can ask, which involves believing in your ability to make healthy choices and consistency in maintaining your health habits over time and managing that inner mean girl, that voice inside that can derail your best intentions with negativity and doubt. And this is so important because these are the skills that we need in order to get ourselves back on track. So, you've probably heard me talk about, hopefully, there's a statistic that says that only 80% or 85% of people will actually make it to their goal of losing weight or whatever it is. And then there's another statistic that shows that after 5 years of folks who actually lose weight, that only 3% will have kept that weight off. Now, part of that is also having to do with our metabolism, but the other part is truly about these other skills, about being able to stick with a plan that works for you and that you don't allow your brain to spiral you out of control when you've gained a pound. Okay. So these skills, it's way beyond what to eat and how to move. Each question in the assessment requires a simple yes or no answer, but the simplicity of the format belies the depth of the insight it provides. A yes indicates proficiency in that skill, a sign that this is an area of strength for you, and a no, on the other hand, flags the area of potential growth, a skill that, if developed, could significantly impact your health and your ability to reach whatever goal that you want. And the other thing that I want to mention here is that these skills are not just about health. They transform or they translate to other areas of your life as well. The beauty of this assessment lies in its ability to cut through the noise and confusion that often surround our health and wellness. By pinpointing the specific skills that need attention, it helps my clients focus their efforts on what they need the most, making the coaching process more efficient and more effective. It's not about prescribing a one size fits all solution, but identifying the unique challenges and opportunities that each client faces. For many, the results of this assessment are eye opening. They reveal the obstacles to health that are often not about knowing what to eat or how to exercise, but about real, deeper issues like managing stress, setting boundaries, and navigating the complex emotions that food and fitness can evoke. This realization is the first step towards meaningful change. Incorporating this skill assessment into my coaching has been a huge game changer. It helps clients zero in on the other areas that are creating disruption in their health, providing a clear starting point for our work together. More importantly, it empowers them to take ownership of their health journey and equipped with the knowledge and insights needed to create lasting change from the inside out. Let's dive into a few pivotal skills that serve as the bedrock of a healthy relationship with food and ourselves: awareness and emotional intelligence. Now, at first glance, these might seem like buzzwords, or they might seem like things like, oh, I don't need awareness, Elizabeth. I just need you to tell me what to do. Or emotional intelligence, I don't know what that has to do with my eating habits. But I want to share with you that they are so incredibly important, and hopefully I'll be able to explain that. So, awareness is the ability to recognize your body's signals. What is your body telling you? Distinguishing between true physical hunger and cravings, or even emotional hunger. And while emotional intelligence involves understanding and managing our emotions and how they influence our eating behaviors. Now, I've heard people tell me I'm not an emotional eater, but when we get into it, if we are eating for reasons other than hunger, we are emotionally eating. We are eating for reasons other than hunger. And so, therefore, why are we eating? Now, why are these skills so critical? Imagine navigating your day powered by a deep understanding of what your body needs and why you feel the way that you do. Stephanie talked about this in episode number 157 of the Total Health in Midlife podcast. When I interviewed her, she was like, I know now exactly when I do something, why I feel the way that I do. And that is because she got really good with awareness. This isn't just about choosing carrots over carrot cake. It's about understanding the root causes of your cravings, the mood changes that drive you to the pantry or to the fridge, seeking out chips or chocolate, and the decision making process that leads you to choose one food over another. It's about connecting with your body on a level that transcends the physical and tapping into the emotional cues that often dictate our eating habits. I was working with a client who epitomized this journey of discovering the power of awareness and emotional intelligence. When Jane first came to me, she was skeptical about the role of emotions that they played in her health. Like many, she didn't see herself as overly emotional, and she doubted that her feelings had much to do with her eating patterns at all. However, as we explored them, Jane began to notice different patterns that she had previously overlooked, how stress from work led her to snack mindlessly, and how her feelings of loneliness triggered her sweet tooth, and how boredom pushed her towards the pantry. Now, through our sessions, Jane learned to pause and reflect before reaching for food, asking herself whether she was truly hungry or if something else was going on. This newfound awareness allowed her to make choices that aligned with what her body needed rather than her momentary desire. Emotional intelligence training helped her to recognize and name her emotions, providing her with strategies to manage them. Because our emotions tell us something, they tell us what it is that we need. And she was able to manage them without resorting to food. Over time, Jane found herself not only making better food choices, but also developing a healthier relationship with not only her body, but being able to be around food that she used to really desire and being able to take it or leave it. Now, Jane's story is a testament to the transformative power of cultivating awareness and emotional intelligence. It's not about denying ourselves the foods that we love or suppressing our emotions. It's about understanding the complex interplay between how we feel and how we eat. This insight is liberating and offering a path to wellness that goes beyond the superficial to address the real drivers of our health behaviors. For anyone struggling with emotional eating or feeling disconnected from your body's signals, remember Jane's journey. It's a reminder that while we may not think that we need to learn about our emotions, they're still running the show. They're subtly steering our choices. And by becoming more attuned to our emotional world, we can take control of the wheel, navigating our health journey with greater clarity and purpose. Two skills that really stand out as pillars for sustained success are self trust and consistency. And these are two things that women come to me all the time saying, I don't have any self trust. And if I could just get consistent. So if you're listening and you're like, yeah, I could use those, here we are. Self trust empowers us to make health related decisions that are good for our bodies and work within our lifestyles, while consistency ensures that these choices become integrated into our normal lives and they lay the groundwork for long term health achievements. Why do these skills matter so much? Like, why do I need to be consistent? I mean, we know why we need to be consistent, but why do I also need self trust? Developing self trust and consistency enables us to set realistic health goals and adapt them to our current circumstances as it evolves. It's about recognizing that health is not a linear journey, but a series of ebbs and flows, of progress, and quite honestly, setbacks. Self trust allows us to listen to our bodies and make choices that feel right, rather than adhering rigidly to external guidelines that may not fit what's right for us and our lifestyle. Consistency, on the other hand, is about showing up for ourselves, even when it's challenging, and making health a regular part of our lives rather than the occasional fling. One of the biggest obstacles on the path to health and wellness isn't found in the kitchen or in the gym, but rather inside of our own minds. And it's that inner mean girl that constantly is telling us that we are not good enough, that what we are doing is not good enough, that voice that chastises us for every perceived misstep, whether it's skipping a workout, indulging in a treat, or simply not meeting the unrealistic standards that we've set for ourselves. This self criticism, especially in response to unmet goals or deviations from health plans, can be a significant barrier to our future progress. Why does quieting this inner critic matter so much? And the answer is because the way that we talk to ourselves, the internal dialogue that we engage in daily, profoundly impacts our mental health and our overall well being, how we perceive ourselves, and therefore how we take care of our bodies. When we're constantly bombarded with negative self talk, it's not just our mood that suffers, it's our motivation, our self esteem, and even our physical health. They can all be affected. Learning to manage your inner critic, to replace the harsh judgment with a compassionate and forgiving inner dialogue, is crucial. And it allows us to view setbacks not as failures, but as learning opportunities, fostering a growth mindset that is essential for lasting change. So, another one of my clients, Sharon, when she first came to me, she was caught in a cycle of self criticism that left her feeling defeated and stuck. Despite her best efforts, she couldn't silence the voice inside her that told her that she wasn't good enough. This inner critic was a constant companion and undermined her confidence and obscured her achievements. Through our coaching together, Sharon began to realize the impact of her inner dialogue, her inner mean girl, on her health. We worked together to identify the triggers of her self criticism and developed strategies to counteract them. Sharon learned to catch herself in the act of self criticism and to gently redirect her thoughts towards a more positive, affirming message. The transformation was remarkable. As Sharon learned to quiet her inner mean girl, she found herself more willing to take risks, to try new things without fear of failure looming over her. She embraced setbacks as part of the learning process and learned how to take failures as learning opportunities, a huge departure from her previous all or nothing mindset. This shift in perspective was pivotal, allowing her to make progress on her health goals with a sense of kindness and patience that she had never experienced before. Sharon's story is a powerful example of the impact of managing our inner mean girl. It's a reminder that the journey to health and wellness is as much about cultivating a compassionate inner world as it is about the food that we eat or the movement that we participate in. By learning to speak to ourselves with kindness, not accepting our excuses, but rather talking to ourselves like we would a best friend, we open the door to a more sustainable path to health, one where setbacks are simply stepping stones on the road to success. Navigating the complexities of health in midlife presents a unique set of challenges for women. This period of life that we are in often brings about significant changes, not just physically, but emotionally and socially. The onset of perimenopause introduces a new layer of complexity with symptoms like hot flashes, mood swings, and sleep disturbances. Add to this the pressures of managing a career, family responsibilities, and societal expectations around aging, and it's clear why midlife can be such a pivotal time for women's health. By cultivating skills like awareness, emotional intelligence, and self trust, and by fostering supportive community, women can navigate midlife with resilience and grace. The journey through midlife is not just about managing symptoms or maintaining physical health. It's about embracing the change that we are all going through, honoring our bodies, and cultivating a life of well being that resonates with who we are, who we want to be. Now, this gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it can feel huge. This is where personalized coaching steps in and serves as a bridge between the knowledge, knowing what to do, and action, actually doing it. Between theory, having an idea of, oh, well, yeah, that sounds nice, and actually practicing it. Coaching offers a tailored approach to wellness, recognizing that each woman's journey is completely unique and shaped by her life experiences, her challenges, and her personal goals. What's important to you is totally different than what's important to someone else. Personalized coaching goes beyond the generic advice found in diet books or fitness programs, and it dives into your individual life, considering not just your physical aspects of health, but also your emotional needs and your mental needs, and sometimes even spiritual dimensions that influence who we are. This holistic approach is particularly effective for women in midlife because so many women during this time, when our lives are changing, we start asking the big questions like, who are we? Why are we here? What do we want? This holistic approach is particularly effective for us because we are navigating these complex transitions, such as hormonal changes, family dynamics, and career shifts. Coaching provides a supportive, judgment free space for women to explore their health goals, challenges, and aspirations. And it's a partnership where coach and client work together to uncover the root causes of behaviors, identify barriers to change, and develop strategies to overcome them. This collaboration is grounded in trust, empathy, and a deep understanding of the client's unique context. One of the critical roles of coaching is to support the development of essential skills like awareness, emotional intelligence, self trust, consistency, and managing that inner mean girl. These skills are not typically addressed in traditional health and fitness programs, but are crucial for sustainable change. A coach helps clients cultivate these skills through reflective practices, guided exercises, and a consistent feedback system, empowering you to make choices that align with your values and your goals. The journey to health is often cluttered with shoulds and musts, leaving women feeling overwhelmed and paralyzed by the overwhelming amount of information that's available. Coaching allows us to cut through the noise, focusing on actionable steps that move you towards your goals. It's one thing to know that stress management is essential for well being, and it's another to actually implement practices that effectively reduce stress in your life. Coaches like myself work with clients to translate knowledge into action and developing personalized strategies that fit into your lifestyle, your preferences, and your constraints. This process involves setting realistic, achievable goals, experimenting with different approaches, and adjusting as needed. It's a dynamic, iterative process that fosters a sense of agency and self efficacy in you. By emphasizing action, coaching helps you move from passive understanding of health concepts to an active engagement with your well being. My coaching philosophy is rooted in the belief that every woman has the innate wisdom and strength to achieve her health and wellness goals. My goal is to help uncover that wisdom, to act as a guide and support as you navigate your journey. This approach is especially effective for women in midlife who often face societal messages that diminish our value and our capabilities. Coaching provides a counter narrative, one that celebrates the power, the resilience, and the potential of women at this stage of life. I prioritize building a strong, trusting relationship with each and every client, creating a safe space for exploration and growth. My approach is client centered, meaning that the goals and strategies that we develop are driven by the client's values, your needs, and your aspirations. I incorporate evidence based practices in nutrition, movement, and stress management, but always tailored to your unique situation. A key aspect of my coaching is helping clients develop a compassionate relationship with yourself. This involves challenging the inner mean girl and fostering self compassion and embracing imperfection. I know it's something that's so difficult. It's about moving away from rigid, punitive health regimens and towards a more flexible approach to your health and wellness. For women in midlife, personalized coaching addresses the multifaceted challenges that we all face, offering strategies that are realistic and sustainable. This stage of life brings profound changes, physical, emotional, and social, and coaching provides the tools and support to navigate these challenges with confidence. Whether it's managing menopausal symptoms, redefining identity, or pursuing long held dreams, coaching empowers you to take charge of your health and your life. The role of coaching in bridging the gap between knowledge and action is invaluable, particularly for those seeking to enhance their health and well being. By offering personalized support, fostering essential skills, and prioritizing a compassionate approach to self care, coaching helps women transform their health journeys, leading to lasting change and a deeper sense of fulfillment. So, as we wrap up our conversation today on bridging the gap between knowing and doing, I want to invite you to pause and reflect on your own health journey. Consider the challenge that you've faced and the victories that you've celebrated. Think about the moments when you felt stuck and those breakthroughs that propelled you forward. This journey to health and wellness is deeply personal, and it's paved with insights that are unique to each of us. One of the most powerful steps that you can take towards understanding your health journey is to identify the skills that you need to develop further, whether it's fostering greater awareness of your body's signals or enhancing your emotional intelligence, building self trust, maintaining consistency in your habits, or maybe even learning to quiet that inner mean girl. Each one of these skills plays a crucial role in navigating the complexities of health and wellness for you. To help you in this process of self discovery, I've created a skills assessment. Now, this tool is designed to offer you insights into the areas where you're thriving and those where you could benefit from a little focused attention and growth. This assessment is simple, but it can be incredibly revealing. It's the first step towards understanding the deeper actions of your health journey and how you can move forward with confidence and clarity. I encourage you to take this assessment, spend some time with it, answer the questions honestly, and let it guide you towards the skills that you may need to develop or strengthen. This isn't about judgment or criticism. It's about giving yourself the gift of understanding and the opportunity to grow. For those of you who complete the assessment and find yourself curious about how to take the next steps, I'm here to support you. To find the assessment, all you need to do is go into the show notes, and I'll have a link there for you so that you can click on it and it'll bring you to a Google form. Okay? Now, my coaching services are tailored to meet you where you are, helping you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be in your health journey. Together, we can explore the strategies and practices that will support you in your goals and addressing both the challenges and opportunities that are unique to you in your life. If you're interested in learning more about how coaching can support you in your health goals, I invite you to schedule a call with me. This is a chance for us to connect, to discuss your assessment results, and to explore how we can work together to create a health journey that feels empowering, sustainable, and aligned with your deepest values. Taking that first step can feel daunting, but it's also incredibly exciting. It's an act of courage and a declaration that you're ready to invest in yourself and your well being. The path to health is not a solo journey, it's a journey that we need to do with other people, with support, understanding, and a shared commitment to our wellness. To schedule your call and take the assessment, just visit my website, go to the show notes, or reach out directly to me through email. You can find me at hello@elizabethsherman.com. Or if we're connected on social media, you can reach out to me there. I'm here to support you, to guide you, and to celebrate with you as you take these steps towards a healthier, more fulfilled version of yourself. Your health and well being matter, and I am honored to be a part of your journey. So here's to taking that first step towards a future where you feel empowered, vibrant, and deeply connected to your health and happiness. Thank you for joining me today. Have an amazing day, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Now, if what we talked about today resonates with you and you're ready to take your health journey further, I want to invite you to schedule a one-on-one call with me. It's an opportunity for us to dive deep into your health goals, explore your unique challenges, and discuss what you've tried before. To book your slot, simply click the link in the show notes or Go to elizabethsherman.com/call. Once you do, you'll answer a few thought-provoking questions to get us started. Then, all you need to do is show up and we'll take it from there. Let's make your health journey a priority together. See you on the call.